Welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Darby, and joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Catherine Ryan and Josh Widdicombe, Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. We start with a round call. If this is the answer, what is the question? On the board are 6 categories. Catherine, which category would you like?
Politics.
Okay, politics it is. The answer is 10 billion. What is the question?
Is it how many hours of community service will Justin Lee Collins have to do before a girl agrees to date him again?
Is it the number of tweets that David Cameron's received through his new Twitter account that include the word tosspot?
If the planet Earth wore trousers, what size waist would it take? Where is it?
Well, let me check my notes. No, it's not.
Is it how many units do I get through a week?
Is it, what does 10 million sound like if you say it when you've got a cold?
Is it how many STDs are circulating on the Isle of Fernando's?
I don't... What?
Take Me Out.
I always thought Take Me Out was a show about people who wanted to be assassinated.
How many tattoos would I have to look remotely hard? Is it after how many sheep do you know that you're really not going to go to sleep?
Is it how many undeserved chances will Rihanna give Chris Brown?
Is it how much would Mr. T get if he went to Cash for Gold?
Excellent topical reference there.
Is it how many sugar puffs can you get in a pillar box?
Is it, in fact, what are the chances against getting a joke about Jim or Flex?
Okay, well, move on to the correct answer.
How many days has that sale been on a DFS?
I really do need you to go for the correct answer there.
Is it the amount of cuts that the Chancellor of the Exchequer is trying to find from the welfare budget?
Absolutely right. Thank you very much, Andy Parker. Yes, the question I was looking for was how much is the government planning to cut from the benefits budget? This is the news out of the Conservative Party conference in Birmingham this week. Chancellor George Osborne announced that in its drive to reduce the deficit, the government will cut a further £10 billion from the welfare budget by 2017. Where's that going to come from?
Well, just checking, they're not cutting friends with benefits, right?
Still grand. Up to the age of 25.
It's quite difficult for them, isn't it, to know, because you're not allowed to like the people at the bottom end because they're poor and they're not helping themselves, so boo-boo to them. And you're not allowed to like the people at the top end because they're rich and they've got all the money and boo-boo-boo to them. And it's kind of getting squeezed more and more. Eventually, they're just going to put the recovery on one guy called Kevin Williamson of Warwick. It's all just going to be about him. We're really backing you to get this country back on track, Mr. Williamson. Holy shit!
There's a guy at home now in Warwick going, oh, God. Yeah. I cannot believe this. This is the worst way for it to be broken to me.
If he's incorrectly chosen, he will there going, I knew that. I knew it was going to come down to me, and you're all these people, and I'm the only one who can do this. Get my jacket, I'm going to leave it out. €1 millions this weekend.
David Cameron was determined to change the image of the Conservative Party, wasn't he? He wanted to just stop people thinking of them as the nasty party. He's done that now, because they're now thought of as the ruthless bastards party.
I feel sorry for the Tory party because apparently last week they were all sent a badge saying Britain can deliver, but none of them arrived.
What a cheat that David Cameron wants kids to stay at home until they're aged 25 when he can't even keep his own kid out of the pub aged 8.
I tried living with my parents, but it didn't really work out. Apparently I didn't see the no camping sign amongst the gravestones.
Didn't kill them. They're probably not dead. It's definitely a joke, all right?
But he did really try and put sugar puffs in the lamp.
Yeah, that was nice. Well, and big news, exciting news though for homeowners. Exciting news for homeowners. Oh yeah, you can kill burglars now. I think that's the gist of it. I think that's it. I'm not sure. You can put bear traps around your house and yelp in the middle of the night.
I think basically a slapstick rule should apply. If it goes fine. If you kill the guy, not so much.
Yeah. You're allowed to be proportionate in your violence towards burglars, but not grossly proportionate. So if what you're doing to the burglar could feature in one of the Saw movies.
You want to go with Laurel and Hardy? bloody film.
Yeah, exactly.
Try and, whack them by turning around with a ladder, a bucket on their head.
Who has received a hero's welcome at the conference?
Batman!
Yes, the Vera Batman kid. No, not Batman.
Oh, Boris.
Forrester said he wanted to be tough on crime, and this was after apparently he's had 6 bikes nicked. And you're wondering, has he really had 6 bikes nicked? Or 6 times he just hasn't got a clue where he in fact left?
What was the hero's welcome? What did they do for him?
They kind of clapped. It wasn't like they threw rose petals or anything like that. They were just very happy to
Well,
see
a
him.
hero's welcome. You know, in Aladdin, when he's on the elephant and it's, hey, clear the way in the old bazaar. Hey, you, let us see. It's a bright new star. Come be the first on the block to meet his eye. You know, you're gonna love this guy. That's the hero's welcome.
I defer to your definition of a hero's welcome. No time to advise arriving on, near, or confusingly like an elephant.
They also gave him, like they give everyone at the Tory Party conference, they gave him a 2-minute standing ovation. That's what they give absolutely everyone, whatever they've said. It makes perfect sense. It's 30 seconds of clapping and a minute and a half for most of them to stand up. You need a I can do this. Come on.
Thank you. In bracket over there. Okay. In other news, outside the party conference, what have hospital patients been asked to rate?
They have been asked to rate, apparently, exactly how good the A&E departments are. The question is, would you recommend this A&E department to your friends and family? Well, what are you going to say to them? Oh, well, don't worry, you've had an accident. You're going to St Mark's, and that's got a cracking A&E.
It's the beginning of Casualty. Just a man falling off his shed onto his garden rake and then crawling to his laptop to go on TripAdvisor.
Or just come home to your partner, square up and go, I'm going to send you someplace nice.
Well, I've never heard domestic violence put quite as charming as that. Yes, I know they put don't know in. There's extremely likely, neither likely nor unlikely, extremely don't know. Don't ask the people with concussion. How would you rate it? Cabbage? Banana? Cabbage?
People who give the lowest rating are dead. So the results are going to be unavoidably skewed.
It's going to be a very awkward conversation when I go, I'm sorry, we've lost him. Do you think he was satisfied with this? Before he went, did he say whether he enjoyed the food?
It's going to be the least accurate survey of all time. Don't ask people questions when they're in pain. And what's your name? Jesus! Another Jesus with my...
They have quite confusing questions like, which hepatitis did the doctor fail to cure you of? Was it A?
In other news, here's a picture of Illusionist David Blaine performing his latest stunt in New York. Can anyone sum this up with a phrase?
Is it, what a stupid stunt?
Yeah.
Giant makes mistake of sitting on lighthouse.
And discovers easiest way to charge a new iPhone? Yeah.
Is it Earth, Wind, and Douchebag?
I'm saying I wish I'd never started changing this light bulb.
Is this what they used to keep Bruce Forsyth alive?
Remember, keep me plugged in.
He's in fact all right, but the dove up his sleeve with a big fin.
Well, David Blaine, he used to be an illusionist, and now he's an endurance performer, which just sounds like homeless to me. David Blaine's biggest magic trick is staying relevant.
The suit makes it completely safe. It's completely, it's like there is 100% no danger. It is, and people go, oh my God, it's really amazing because there's so much electricity around him, but it was okay, right? It's the equivalent of putting on a scuba diving thing and sitting in the bath and going, what I'm safe! What a miracle! I'm safe here! Scuba fish!
You'd have loved to have seen him do that stunt in the UK, though, wouldn't it? You know, people would have been chucking water bombs at him. That and some eggs. The smell of burnt omelette goes on for miles.
Do you know when I lost respect for him? When he did that ice one, where he's in a block of ice, and he called it Frozen in Time. You're going, that is the best chance to call it Chilblain that's ever happened.
Okay, at the end of the round, the points go to Josh, Catherine and Andy. Now we play a round called Live and Let Mock. This game involves Catherine, Milton and Josh, so if you could make your way over to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launched a wheel of news, and whoever chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is whoever I think is the funniest. Okay, here we go. The first topic, please. And the first subject is identity. Who wants to go into that? Josh.
I had to sign for a parcel recently. That's got a lot more difficult, hasn't it? Yeah, it used to be simple, didn't it, when you get a pen and a piece of card? Now you're given this kind of digital screen and plastic stick. And all you can do is some kind of zigzag up and down line. There's no relation to any signature that has ever existed before. Is that your signature? No! It's like the mark of Zorro. So you're checking this at the post office going, I've got bad news. Zorro is back. He's signing for every parcel in the United Kingdom. I struggled filling in this one, but I filled in the census last year. My favourite question was on the final page. The question said, please fill in the details of anyone that doesn't live with you but stayed over on the night of March the 23rd. That's going to be very awkward if you've just had a one-night stand. Good morning, a few questions. What is your occupation? What do I know? Well, I'm telling the government, actually, yeah. It's not like I think you just drop in, just go, morning, do you take sugar in your tea? Also, would you describe yourself as Caucasian?
Thank you very much. That's beautiful. Okay, let's see what the next subject is. It's nationality. Who wants to do this?
Hello. I'm of mixed heritage. Actually, I talk like a Canadian, but I tolerate my partner's drinking like an Irish girl. I travel a lot, from London to Ireland, and anyone who's flown Heathrow to Cork knows that on your way to the plane, they have signs reminding you how many chances you've got left to get drunk. Yeah, they're like 6 licensed shops, 2 shops, 1 shop. It's like, what? Before I board an aircraft filled with wine to get to the land of Guinness? And the final shop is right at the gate. And in that shop, there's a sign that says, no ID, no sale. And I'm like, this is an international airport. How about no ID? How'd you get on the plane? It is in the boarding lounge. If a terrorist manages to sneak through levels of security at the world's busiest international airport, give him a pint.
Okay, that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with, Milton. Let's spin the wheel. Transport is the topic.
So I've got my own private jet. The rest of the jacuzzi belongs to my mum. If you've got a sat-nav, don't put the name of the company you're visiting into it. I tried to take some mayonnaise back the other day. I ended up in Helmand Province. I mean, I've got a car, but there's nothing I like better than making a bonfire on the passenger seat. Driving up and down, opening and shutting the electric sunroof and pretending to be a steam train. My uncle, he was a taxi driver, but then one day he left home without any indication. So recently, I was fell walking in the Lake District. Well, it's not quite true. Recently, I fell walking in the Lake District. I was going to tell someone, but the pillar box was full of sugar puffs.
Go on, get back up. Our next round is called Headliners. Here's a picture of everyone's favourite radical cleric, Abu Hamza, back in his heyday. Well, what does HFAT stand for?
Is it high-fiving always trouble?
Is it Hamza fantasises about thumbs?
Look on the bright side, his feet are terrific.
Is it Harvest Festival attracts troublemaker?
No, it's holy ass, a Teletubby.
Is he reading an eye chart and going H-F-A-T?
Is it Harlow finally appoint town crier?
Is it what the British authorities said to him when they said goodbye? Is it, have fun, Abu, Sarah?
Is it what happens when he tries to do head, shoulders, knees and toes? Head, ass.
I need it.
Okay.
It's the start of his sermon, isn't it? Hello, Finsbury and Tottenham.
Correct answer, please.
His fingers aren't there.
The H stands for Hamza.
I think it's Hamza faces American trial, probably.
Yes, absolutely. Well done. Thank you very much, Hugh Dennis. Very good. Yes, the answer I was looking for was Hamza faces American trial. This is the news after 8 years of fighting extradition. Radical preacher and former nightclub bouncer Abu Hamza has been deported to America to face trial on terrorism charges. It follows a recent revelation that even the Queen was concerned that Abu Hamza had remained in the UK for such a long period of time. Will you miss him?
Well, the lawyers were saying, weren't they, that they thought it was cruel to extradite him now, just before the panto season started.
I think it was right in the end. I mean, I'm as fond of hate preaching as the next man, but I think it was time for him to go. But if you think about it, how terrifying, and you hope the other passengers on the plane knew, how terrifying would it be if you're flying to New York and you find Abu Hamza sitting next to you?
If there's anyone who didn't really gain from the Paralympics feel-good legacy, it's Abu Hamza.
He was supposed to have advised one of the 9/11 bombers, and he advised the shoe bomber. This is a man with no hands and one eye. Would you take bomb advice off that man?
To get rid of it. But David Cameron said that he was sick to the back teeth of him. I love the sort of poshest of it. He was sick to the back teeth of a terrorist. I don't think you can get more British than that. He was an absolute pest. He was an absolute pest. We were all awfully cheesed off about 7/7, and frankly, the fellow was the giddy limit.
According to the British police, there's been a question mark over him for some time. Either that, or he just had his hand in the air.
Enjoy them while they're still hot.
My favourite bit of the story was that in court they took his hooks off him.
Yes,
there's no need to... I think they should just cover it with one of those big foam hands. It would be far more humiliating for him, wouldn't it?
We're number one. Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets number one.
It's always been fascinating to me that Abu Hamza saw 9/11 as a sign that God hates America. And you'd think, you know, with no hands and one eye, God's not that sold on him, really.
What I don't understand is he's diabetic and he got legal aid. But surely fizzy drinks aren't good.
Okay, here is a picture of England manager Roy Hodgson, but can you sum this up with a phrase?
Is it the world's most disappointing lap dance?
Is he saying Richmond, Rickmansworth, Rainer's Lane? Thank goodness I'm going to Wembley. Waiting in the tunnel before the game, Roy Hodgson begins to suspect he may be in the wrong tunnel.
Looking at the whole picture, is it the London Underground where sexy singles meet?
Is it when he took the job and they said he could have a driver to take him to matches, he should have asked a few more questions?
I like saying we apologise for the delay. Luis Suarez has dived in front of the train.
Whoops, I've just put a yellow javelin through this man's head.
What was the story with him?
Well, he was on the tube, and he was on his way to the Emirates, and someone asked him a question, and he broke the unwritten code of talking to people on the tube. You never ever do. You're not allowed to do that. If you're a Londoner, you simply do not talk to people on the tube unless you've got a dog.
A lot of people were angry that he'd given away any confidence about the selection and non-selection of Rio Ferdinand. It was just that he broke the beautiful rule of...
You don't talk to people on the tube. On the tube, you have to sit like this. Oh, now I recognise you. Now borrow your Metro, thanks.
Surely it was just a misunderstanding. Somebody said to Roy Hodgson...
So he hasn't arrived at his destination yet. We're sort of hoping he arrives soon.
Might stop.
He said that he's never going to talk to anyone on the tube again. I want to be there when a tourist comes up to him and goes, is this Marble Arch? And he has to go...
That's the only way they'll learn. I'll have to go through that. Hello, Londoner. I'm just over from Ireland. I was wondering what train I should... Oh, you're going? Okay. I'll try another one.
I would talk to you, Mr. O'Brien.
Yeah.
I would take you to your destination and carry your bags.
Thank you very much. Well, you are a foreigner. I've been here too long and now I shun you as well. Hello.
All right. I'll pretend I'm on a tube. Ask me a question.
Hello, sir. I was wondering if you knew this is the perfect place to change for the Jubilee line.
Excuse me, I was wondering if this is the right place for... I want to get to Buckingham Palace.
Shameful. This man is a pioneer, the first man ever to speak on the tube. And your people, instead of lifting him up, you punish him by making him coach your football team.
Okay, here's the band. The applause goes to Josh, Catherine and Andy. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area. I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. Okay, the first subject is lines you wouldn't hear in a Bond movie.
Agents aren't what they used to be, 007. Meet 118118.
One dry martini, shaken not stirred, and 4 Jaeger bombs.
So, Bond, we're really pushing product placement in this film. So here's your new secretary, Miss MoneySupermarket.com.
Goldfinger, what are you doing with that laser? You've nearly burnt my cock off. So, laser guided, fires at will. Lovely in the hand, incredible repeat speed. Tell me, Mr. Bond, where'd you get a penis like this?
MI6. No, you're a lot older than that, Bond.
Aha! Mr. Bond. It appears that somebody has stolen my cat.
I'm sorry, James, I'm going to have to remove your licence to kill. Also, I would question the validity of this boob inspector card.
Hey, it's me, Pussy. Pussy no more? Yeah, post-op now. Things going real good.
Professor, how could you? You tried to mix giant broccoli with 3 million eggs. So, your terrible flan has failed.
And this watch that fires bullets, and I'm afraid that's all the gadgets I can give you, Bond, and the 8 items or less queue.
I think you may need an eye test, Bond. That sex-mad blonde you've been shagging in the embassy is Julian Assange.
So she's smuggling diamonds somehow, Bond, and your job is to find out how. Just go to the hotel reception and ask for Fanny Vajazzle.
Okay, the next topic is unlikely things to hear at a party conference.
Yes, I'm a millionaire. Yes, I went to Eton. But I really feel I can relate to the rest of you scum.
My name's Dave, like the TV channel. We both repeat the same old shit over and over again.
Would Nick Clegg please come to Lost Property, where his missing spine has been handed?
How much have I left? How much have the right? I'll be honest. It depends which trousers I'm wearing.
So that concludes the conference. One more question. Would anyone like to buy a 40-foot sign with the word Conservatives written on it?
I'd avoid the hotel bar. Anne Widdecombe's in there reading 50 Shades of Grey.
It has just been unacceptable cut after unacceptable cut. Why can't Boris Johnson find a proper hairdresser?
Welcome to the UKIP conference, the first conference to be held here in Islamabad.
Education, education, education. Can someone fix my auto cue, please?
Politicians, ready! Gladiators, ready!
Let's get drunk and join the Euro.
This government say they're phasing out Roman numerals. Not on my watch.
There have never been enough women in this party, and that is why, from this afternoon, you can call me Stephanie.
Our strategy for this Labour conference is embrace the geek, and not, as I said earlier, release the gimp.
Here in support of Testicular Cancer Awareness Week, it's Shadow Chancellor Ed Ball.
I don't know about you, but I have swallowed so much semen this weekend.
My name's Dave, like the TV channel, and I repeat the same old tricks.
Okay, that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Andy Parsons, Catherine Ryan and Josh Whitcomb. Commiserations to Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. Thanks for watching. I'm Darren Green. Good night. Welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Catherine Ryan and Josh Whitcomb, Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. We start with a round call. If this is the answer, what is the question? On the board are 6 categories. Catherine, which category would you like?
Politics.
Okay, politics it is. The answer is 10 billion. What is the question?
Is it how many hours of community service will Justin Lee Collins have to do before a girl agrees to date him again?
Is it the number of tweets that David Cameron's received to his new Twitter account that include the word tosspot?
Is it, if the planet Earth wore trousers, what size waist would it take? Well, is it?
Well, let me check my notes. No, it is not.
Is it how many units do I get through a week?
Is it... What does 10 million sound like if you say it when you've got a cold?
Is it how many STDs are circulating on the Isle of Fernandos?
I don't... What?
From Take Me Out.
I always thought Take Me Out was a show about people who wanted to be assassinated.
It's how many tattoos would I have to look remotely hard?
Is it after how many sheep do you know that you're really not going to go to sleep?
Is it how many undeserved chances will Rihanna give Chris Brown?
Is it how much would Mr. T get if he went to Cash for Gold?
Excellent topical reference there.
Is it how many sugar puffs can you get in a pillar box?
Is it in fact, what are the chances against getting a joke about Jim Flex?
Okay, we'll move on to the correct
How
answer.
many days has that sale been on a DFS?
I really do need you to go for the correct answer now.
Is it the amount of cuts that the Chancellor of the Exchequer is trying to find from the welfare budget?
Absolutely right. Thank you very much, Andy Parker. Yes, the question I'm looking for was how much is the government planning to cut from the benefits budget? This is the news out of the Conservative Party conference in Birmingham this week. Chancellor George Osborne announced that in its drive to reduce the deficit, the government will cut a further £10 billion in the welfare budget by 2017. Where's that going to come from?
Well, just checking, they're not cutting friends with benefits, right?
Still grand. Up to the age of 25.
It's quite difficult for them, isn't it, to know, because you're not allowed to like the people at the bottom end because they're poor and they're not helping themselves, so boo-boo to them. And you're not allowed to like the people at the top end because they're rich and they've got all the money and boo-boo-boo to them. And it's kind of getting squeezed more and more. Eventually, they're just going to put the recovery on one guy called Kevin Williamson of Warwick. It's all just going to be about him. We're really backing you to get this country back on track, Mr. Williamson. Holy shit!
There's a guy at home now in Warwick going, oh, God. I cannot believe this. This is the worst way for it to be broken to me.
If he's incorrectly chosen, he will there going, I knew that. I knew it was going to come down to me, and you're all these people, and I'm the only one who can do this. Get my jacket, I'm going to leave the house.
On your millions this weekend.
David Cameron was determined to change the image of the Conservative Party, wasn't he? He wanted to just stop people thinking of them as the nasty party. He's done that now, because they're now thought of as the ruthless bastards party.
I feel sorry for the Tory party because apparently last week they were all sent a badge saying Britain can deliver, but none of them arrived.
What a cheat that David Cameron wants kids to stay home until they're aged 25 when he can't even keep his own kid out of the pub aged 8.
I tried living with my parents, but it didn't really work out. Apparently I didn't see the no camping sign amongst the gravestones.
Didn't kill them. They're probably not dead. It's definitely a joke, all right?
But he did really try and put sugar puffs in the lap.
Well, and big news, exciting news though for homeowners. Exciting news for homeowners. Oh yeah, you can kill burglars now. I think that's the gist of it. I think that's it. I'm not sure. You can put bear traps around your house and yelp in the middle of the night.
I think basically a slapstick rule should apply. If it goes, it's fine. If you kill the guy, not so much.
Yeah. You're allowed to be proportionate in your violence towards burglars, but not grossly proportionate. So, if what you're doing to the burglar could feature in one of the Saw movies.
You want to go with Laurel and Hardy films?
Yeah,
try and, whack them by turning around with a ladder, a bucket on the head.
Who has received a hero's welcome at the conference?
Batman!
Yes, the beer of Batman came. No, not Batman.
Boris.
Forrester said he wanted to be tough on crime, and this was after apparently he's had 6 bikes nicked. And you're wondering, has he really had 6 bikes nicked? Or 6 times he just hasn't got a clue where he in fact left?
What was the hero's welcome? What did they do for him?
They kind of clapped. It wasn't like they threw rose petals or anything like that. They were just very happy to
Well,
see
a
him.
hero's welcome. You know, in Aladdin, when he's on the elephant and it's, hey, clear the way in the old bazaar. Hey, you, let us see. It's a bright new star. Oh, come be the first on the block to meet his eye. You're gonna love this guy. That's the hero's welcome.
I defer to your definition of a hero's welcome. Back. No time to Bob arriving on, near, or confusingly like an elephant.
They also gave him, like they give everyone at the Tory Party conference, they gave him a 2-minute standing ovation. That's what they give absolutely everyone, whatever they've said. It makes perfect sense. It's 30 seconds of clapping and a minute and a half for most of them to stand up.
You need a hat crack. I can do this. Come on.
Indian bracket over there. Okay. In other news, outside the party conference, what have hospital patients been asked to rate?
They have been asked to rate, apparently, exactly how good the A&E departments are. The question is, would you recommend this A&E department to your friends and family? Well, what are you going to say to them? Oh, well, don't worry, you've had an accident. You're going to St Mark's, and that's got a cracking A&E.
It's the beginning of Casualty. Just a man falling off his shed onto his garden rake and then crawling to his laptop to go on TripAdvisor.
Or just come home to your partner, square up and go, I'm going to send you someplace nice.
Well, I've never heard domestic violence put quite as charming as that. Yes, I think they put don't know in. There's extremely likely, neither likely nor unlikely, extremely likely, don't know. Don't ask the people with concussion. How would you rate it? Cabbage? Banana? Cabbage?
The people who give the lowest rating are dead. So the results are going to be unavoidably skewed.
That's going to be a very awkward conversation when they go, I'm sorry, we've lost him. Do you think he was satisfied with this? Before he went, did he say whether he enjoyed the food?
It's going to be the least accurate survey of all time. Don't ask people questions when they're in pain. And what
welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Catherine Ryan and Josh Widdicombe, Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. We start with a round call. If this is the answer, what is the question? On the board are 6 categories. Catherine, which category would you like?
Politics.
Okay, politics it is. The answer is 10 billion. What is the question?
Is it how many hours of community service will Justin Lee Collins have to do before a girl agrees to date him again?
Is it the number of tweets that David Cameron's received to his new Twitter account that include the word tosspot?
If the planet Earth wore trousers, what size waist would it take? Well, is it?
Well, let me check my notes. No, it's not.
Is it how many units do I get through a week?
Is it... What does 10 million sound like if you say it when you've got a cold?
Is it how many STDs are circulating on the Isle of Fernandos?
I don't... What?
From Take Me Out.
I always thought Take Me Out was a show about people who wanted to be assassinated.
How many tattoos would I have to look remotely hard?
Is it after how many sheep do you know that you're really not going to go to sleep?
Is it how many undeserved chances will Rihanna give Chris Brown?
Is it how much would Mr T get if he went to Cash for Gold?
Excellent topical reference there.
Is it how many sugar puffs can you get in a pillar box?
Is it in fact, what are the chances against getting a joke about Jim Fricks?
Okay, we'll move on to correct answer.
How many days has that sail been on a DFS?
Really do need you to go for the correct answer now.
Is it the amount of cuts that the Chancellor of the Exchequer is trying to find from the welfare budget?
Absolutely right. Thank you very much, Andy Parsons. Yes, the question I'm looking for was how much is the government planning to cut from the benefits budget? This is the news that at the Conservative Party conference in Birmingham this week, Chancellor George Osborne announced that in its drive to reduce the deficit, the government will cut a further £10 billion from the welfare budget by 2017. Where's that going to come from?
Well, just checking, they're not cutting friends with benefits, right?
Still grand. Up to the age of 25.
It's quite difficult for them, isn't it, to know, because you're not allowed to like the people at the bottom end because they're poor and they're not helping themselves, so boo-boo to them. And you're not allowed to like the people at the top end because they're rich and they've got all the money and boo-boo to them. And it's kind of getting squeezed more and more. Eventually, they're just going to put the recovery on one guy called Kevin Williamson of Warwick. It's all just going to be about him. We're really backing you to get this country back on track, Mr. Williamson. Holy shit!
There's a guy at home now in Warwick going, oh, God. I cannot believe this. This is the worst way for it to be broken to me.
If he's incorrectly chosen, he will there going, I knew that. I knew it was going to come down to me. And you're all these people, and I'm the only one who can do this. Get my jacket, I'm going to leave out.
€1 millions this weekend.
David Cameron was determined to change the image of the Conservative Party, wasn't he? He wanted to just stop people thinking of them as the nasty party. He's done that now, because they're now thought of as the ruthless bastards party.
I feel sorry for the Tory party because apparently last week they were all sent a badge saying Britain can deliver, but none of them arrived.
What a cheek that David Cameron wants kids to stay home until they're aged 25 when he can't even keep his own kid out of the pub aged 8.
I tried living with my parents, but it didn't really work out. Apparently I didn't see the no camping sign amongst the gravestones.
Didn't kill them. They're probably not dead. It's definitely a joke, all right?
But he did really try and put sugar puffs in the lamp.
Well, and big news, exciting news though for homeowners. Exciting news for homeowners. Oh yeah, you can kill burglars now. I think that's the gist of it. I think that's it. I'm not sure. You can put bear traps under your house. And yelp in the middle of the night.
I think basically a slapstick rule should apply. If it goes, it's fine. If you kill the guy, not so much.
Yeah. You're allowed to be proportionate in your violence towards burglars, but not grossly proportionate. So, if what you're doing to the burglar could feature in one of the Saw movies.
You want to go with Laurel and Hardy film?
Yeah,
try and, whack them by turning around with a ladder, a bucket on the head.
Who has received a hero's welcome at the conference?
Batman!
Yes, the bit where Batman came. No, not Batman.
Boris Johnson said he wanted to be tough on crime, and this was after apparently he's had 6 bikes nicked. And you're wondering, has he really had 6 bikes nicked? Or 6 times he just hasn't got a clue where he in fact left?
What was the hero's welcome? What did they do for him?
They kind of clapped. It wasn't like they threw rose petals or anything like that. They were just very happy to see him.
Well, a hero's welcome. You know, in Aladdin, when he's on the elephant and it's, hey, clear the way in the old bazaar. Hey, you, let us see. It's a bright new star. Oh, come be the first on the block to meet his eye. You're gonna love this guy. That's the hero's welcome.
I defer to your definition of a hero's welcome. At no point did Bob arriving on, near, or confusingly like an elephant.
They also gave him, like they give everyone at the Tory Party conference, they gave him a 2-minute standing ovation. That's what they give absolutely everyone, whatever they've said. It makes perfect sense. It's 30 seconds of clapping and a minute and a half for most of them to stand up.
You need a hack. I can do this. Come on.
Engine bracket over there. Okay. In other news, outside the party conference, what have hospital patients been asked to rate?
They have been asked to rate, apparently, exactly how good the A&E departments are. The question is, would you recommend this A&E department to your friends and family? Well, what are you going to say to them? Oh, well, don't worry, you've had an accident. You're going to St Mark's, and that's got a cracking A&E.
It's the beginning of Casualty. Just a man falling off his shed onto his garden rake and then crawling to his laptop to go on TripAdvisor.
Or just come home to your partner, square up and go, I'm going to send you someplace nice.
Well, I've never heard domestic violence put quite as charmingly as that. Yes, I think they put don't know in. There's extremely likely, neither likely nor unlikely, extremely don't know. Don't ask the people with concussion. How would you rate it? Cabbage? Banana? Cabbage?
The people who give the lowest rating are dead. So the results are going to be unavoidably skewed.
That's going to be a very awkward conversation when they go, I'm sorry, we've lost him. Do you think he was satisfied with this? Brent, did he say whether he enjoyed the food?
It's going to be the least accurate survey of all time. Don't ask people questions when they're in pain. And what's your name? Jesus! Another Jesus with my...
They have quite confusing questions like, which hepatitis did the doctor fail to cure you of? Was it A?
In other news, here's a picture of Illusionist David Blaine performing his latest stunt in New York. Can anyone sum this up with a phrase?
Is it, what a stupid stunt?
Yeah.
Is it giant makes mistake of sitting on lighthouse?
And discovers easiest way to charge a new iPhone?
Yeah.
Is it Earth, Wind, and Douchebag?
I'm saying I wish I'd never started changing this light bulb.
Is this what they use to keep Bruce Forsyth alive?
Remember, keep me plugged in.
He's in fact all right, but the dove up his sleeve with a big finish. It's a crisp, that, isn't it?
Well, David Blaine, he used to be an illusionist, and now he's an endurance performer, which just sounds like homeless to me. David Blaine's biggest magic trick is staying relevant to me.
The suit makes it completely safe. It's completely, it's like there is 100% no danger. It is, and people go, oh my God, it's really amazing, because there's so much electricity around him, but he was okay, right? It's the equivalent of putting on a scuba diving thing and sitting in the bath and going, what I'm safe! What a miracle! I'm safe in my scuba fish!
You'd love to have seen him do that stunt in the UK, though, wouldn't it? You know, people would have been chucking water bombs at him. That and some eggs. The smell of burnt omelette.
Do you know when I lost respect for him? When he did that ice one, where he's in a block of ice, and he called it Frozen in Time. You're going, that is the best chance to call it Chilblain that's ever happened.
Yeah, okay. At the end of the round, the points go to Josh, Catherine and Andy! Now we play a round called Live and Let Mock. This game involves Catherine, Milton and Josh, so if you could make your way over to the performance area, please.